EastEnders fans are sick of hypocrite Ben Mitchell and his treatment of Jay Brown. The Walford Hardman has turned his back on best mate Jay since discovering he is using drugs. Grief-stricken Jay has turned to ketamine to forget about his trauma over wife Lola's death. But once Ben found out, it all went wrong. Kicking Jay out, Ben told him that he didn't want drugs or sex workers near his daughter, which for some would be reasonable. However, fans have pointed out that Ben has done much, much worse. And they have been left screaming at the hypocrisy of his decision. One said, "Why is this clown being so hard on poor distraught Jay when he's done so much worse and nobody stopped him from seeing Lexi?" Callum also turned a blind eye to Ben beating up men in dark alleyways but is being ridiculously tough with Jay. A second agreed, saying, "I thought the same. Ben had trauma and turned to drugs, now he's judging Jay for doing the same." Another fumed, "Ben and Callum are complete hypocrites for the way they are treating Jay. However, I do think they are also completely right to call out Jay on how he is acting. He is meant to be a parent to Lexi, but he is not putting her first at all anymore. If it was anyone else criticizing him on it, then they would be taken more seriously. For me, the problem is that Ben was always allowed to get away with anything. Everyone would turn a blind eye and never call him out on how his actions would affect Lexi and what an awful father he was being. So it now feels very two-faced for him to criticize anyone else, but at the same time he is still in the right about Jay. Has Jay gone too far?" A fourth added, "Ben wasn't even there to hold his daughter's hand as her mum passed away. He makes me want to scream." Another said, "This is exactly my feeling on it. Drugs is a fair line in the sand that Jay isn't allowed to cross if he wants to remain around Lexi, and Lola would definitely have said the same if she was here. But it's unbelievably rich coming from Ben, who overdosed to the brink of death last year, who dabbled with human traffickers whilst living with Lexi, whose criminal doings got Lexi's mother kidnapped, and who has been on multiple self-defeating destructive rampages, one of which meant he wasn't there for his child when her mother died.